Action movies have always been an escape for audiences. Let's face facts, most people's lives are boring. We hate to admit it, but it's true. So we flock to theaters to see the latest action flick for some excitement. This genre of film has always been popular and has had a wide range of movies released to great acclaim and some that flew under the radar. One such movie that ironically flew under the radar and was forgotten over time was Air Force One. This movie had it all. A compelling villain, the hero with the moral high ground, and over-the-top sequences that are entirely unrealistic. So let's explore what made Air Force One such an enjoyable film, shall we? If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on all new reviews I put out weekly here at Off the Cover. And without further ado, onto the video. With all the global geopolitical tensions going on, why not watch a movie to turn your anxiety up to 11? Air Force One tells the story of President James Marshall engaging in a bit of foreign policy making. In this film, the U.S. does what the U.S. does best: incur upon the sovereign borders of another country to take someone into custody. President Marshall, along with the Russian president, coordinate the kidnapping and arrest of General Radek, a man attempting to reunify the old Soviet bloc. A lofty goal, to say the least, but oh no, we can't have anyone more powerful than America, can we? After Radek's capture and a celebration with the Russian president, the Americans pack up and go home. Little do they know, they've got some extra cargo on board that they weren't anticipating. A Russian news crew is invited to travel on Air Force One. The leader of this crew is Ivan, played by Gary Oldman, and he's got a grudge to settle. Shortly after the plane takes off, Ivan and his crew take over the plane, killing a few unimportant White House aides in the process. Once they have complete control of the plane, it's time for the fun to begin. They make contact with Vice President Catherine Bennett, played by Glenn Close, who by all fair estimations is significantly more competent than her current real-life counterpart, Kamala Harris. Bennett quickly takes control of the situation and considers all options from her closest advisors, even those that are set against the president. Putting your differences aside to solve a crisis? Wow, who would have thought that government was so efficient? Meanwhile, it turns out that President Marshall didn't in fact use the escape pod to jettison his way to safety. He begins to slowly and systematically kill off the hijackers while throwing a wrench into their plans by dumping fuel. This sets up an opportunity to get people off the plane. As he makes contact with his vice president, Marshall realizes that they still have his family up in the cockpit. His rescue fails and he is captured. Never fear. This president is a Medal of Honor winner, after all. He can dispatch highly trained hijackers with ease. After a tense standoff, Marshall kills Ivan, but they're not out of the woods yet. A few foreign jets were scrambled to shoot down Air Force One, so the vice president scrambles some fighters of her own to defend the president. How many vice presidents would do that for their president? The American fighters present overwhelming force because, America rah rah rah. Once the foreign jets are dispatched, it's time to land this thing. But some collateral damage from the dogfight has rendered the plane inoperable. So the vice president comes up with yet another brilliant plan to get the rest of the people off the plane. They're going to rappel down into another plane. Brilliant! This film is by no means realistic. It never pretends to be something more than it is. What makes this film a compelling watch is the acting. Harrison Ford is one of the most likable actors in recent memory until Disney did him wrong. He's been entertaining people for the better part of 50 years now. Glenn Close delivers a solid performance as Vice President Bennett and shows the audience how a strong female character should be portrayed. No Mary Sue's here. She acts like a competent, mature, adult woman, carefully considering options, weighing the pros and cons, and making commanding decisions with the information at hand. Gary Oldman shines again as Ivan. His Russian accent is by far one of the best I've seen represented on film. Oldman has had many roles for which he has changed his accent, including a hilarious character role in True Romance. In Air Force One, he turned in a solid performance that was believable, grounded, and relatable. You know exactly what his character wanted and represented, and you know where he's coming from. For all its over-the-top action and some not very credible sequences, Air Force One was an enjoyable film. A well-written script, solid acting, and an engaging story are all elements of a good film and sorely lacking these days. If you want a fun time without heavy political overtones, then Air Force One is the movie for you. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more great content.